They told you to visualize, to feel it, to believe it, and that everything you wanted would come. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Manifestation without action fails, not because the universe ignores you, but because energy without movement collapses. The quantum field doesn't reward daydreams, it rewards alignment expressed through action. You can meditate all day, but if your frequency never becomes motion, your desires stay trapped in potential, pure energy without embodiment. In manifestation science, this is the missing link, the bridge between thought and matter. People misunderstand the law of attraction 2.0, thinking it's about wishing instead of becoming, but the energy of money responds only to coherence, when your inner vibration and outer steps match. That's where quantum wealth begins. When belief meets behavior, and your choices carry the same vibration as your intentions. That's not luck, that's physics. And that's the difference between fantasy and creation. Imagine trying to light a fire by visualizing flames. You can feel the warmth in your mind, but until you strike the match, nothing burns. The law of vibration works the same way. You can feel the energy, but you must ground it through inspired movement. Not desperate hustle, but conscious participation in the field. That's how manifesting wealth turns from imagination to evidence, when your energy acts as if the result is already real. This video isn't about hustle culture, it's about energetic precision. You'll discover how subconscious reprogramming meets strategy, how emotion becomes magnetism, and how vibrational alignment transforms into real-world results. Because true abundance activation happens when you stop waiting for signs and become one. It's time to decode the spiritual neuroscience of action, the real science of wealth that no one is teaching. So if you've ever wondered why your manifestations keep backfiring, or why nothing seems to move even though you feel aligned, stay with me. You're about to learn what separates wishful thinking from quantum success, and why some people turn vision into fortune, while others remain stuck in the loop of potential. Subscribe now, turn on the notifications, and let's dive into the real mechanics of manifestation, where energy meets movement, and wealth stops being a dream and becomes a frequency you can live in. Most people think manifestation fails because they didn't visualize hard enough, or because they doubted themselves halfway. But the truth runs deeper. There's a hidden quantum loop constantly echoing your inner vibration. Every thought, emotion, and belief cycles back through the quantum field, returning not what you want, but what you are. This is why someone can chant affirmations for wealth and still attract lack. The energy of money doesn't respond to words, it responds to frequency. And if your mind frequency is tuned to fear, you'll manifest circumstances that confirm that fear, no matter how positive your intentions seem. Think of it like shouting into a canyon. The echo doesn't lie. It mirrors your original sound. In manifestation science, this is the feedback loop of consciousness. You think abundance, but deep down you feel scarcity. So the universe echoes scarcity back to you. It's not punishment, it's precision. The law of vibration operates perfectly, matching your vibrational alignment with outer reality. This is why trying to fake gratitude or pretend wealth never works long-term. The subconscious reprogramming has to reach the emotional body, not just the intellectual one, or else the loop resets itself over and over. A person might spend years chasing quantum wealth without realizing their energy field is coded for survival, not creation. Their actions, though well-intentioned, are driven by urgency, a low-frequency state. That's what creates what I call the reversal effect. Every time they push, reality pushes back. The energy flow collapses into resistance. In spiritual neuroscience, this resistance triggers stress hormones that block intuitive impulses, the very pathways through which universal laws guide manifestation. So, ironically, the more they try, the less they receive. Imagine planting seeds but digging them up every day to check if they've sprouted. That's how most people treat their manifesting wealth process. They keep asking, "Where's the result?" not realizing that this very question vibrates lack. The quantum energy around them reads that frequency and mirrors it through delay or disruption. The secret is to stop checking the soil and start trusting the germination process. That's what inner alignment feels like, a quiet knowing that your energy shift has already occurred, even before physical proof appears. But here's where the loop deepens, because your subconscious is ancient. It stores imprints from your parents, your culture, and even collective fears about money. Every time you try to attract abundance, those imprints hijack your signal. It's like trying to stream high-definition content with dial-up internet. No matter how strong your affirmations, the bandwidth of your wealth frequency is clogged by inherited scarcity. That's why Reprogram Your Mind isn't just a slogan, it's a survival skill for the modern spiritual being. The way out of the loop isn't through more action, but through awareness. Observe the thoughts that arise when you visualize abundance. Do they feel light and open, or tight and pressured? That feeling tells you everything. In quantum manifestation, emotion is data, your most accurate frequency meter. You don't need to chase money energy, you need to clean it. Try this. Write down every belief you've inherited about wealth, from money is hard to I'm not good with finances, and then question each one until it loses power. That's where abundance activation begins, not with force, but with release. And when you start seeing patterns where you once saw chaos, you'll know you've stepped out of the hidden loop. But be warned, breaking free from that pattern doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing differently. Because as you'll soon see, the difference between action and alignment is the missing code that decides whether your manifestation flows or backfires again. For decades, people have been told that massive action is the key to success. But in the realm of quantum manifestation, that advice is only half the truth. Action without energetic alignment is like running north while trying to reach the sunset. You can work harder than anyone else, but if your frequency of wealth is out of sync, you'll just move faster in the wrong direction. This is why some people hustle endlessly, yet stay stuck, because they mistake motion for momentum, effort for expansion, and struggle for progress. Think of alignment as the invisible GPS of manifesting wealth. It doesn't care about how much you do. It only cares about who you are while doing it. If your energy is rooted in fear, even the right strategies will collapse under resistance. The Law of Attraction 2.0 doesn't respond to busyness, it responds to coherence. That means your actions need to resonate with the mind frequency of your intention. When they don't, the universe reads your movement as doubt, and doubt is a low vibration that repels quantum success. The secret code to wealth consciousness is this: action amplifies alignment, it doesn't replace it. True wealth builders act from overflow, not from lack. They don't chase opportunities, they magnetize them. When someone is aligned, a single inspired action can outperform a year of hustle. Why? Because their energy of money flows freely through the quantum field, unobstructed by fear or self-sabotage. Their choices become extensions of clarity instead of reactions to scarcity. Take this simple example. Imagine two entrepreneurs. One wakes up anxious, scrolling through bills, and takes action to fix his financial situation. The other meditates first, centers into inner alignment, and then acts from inspiration. Both work, but only one's actions vibrate abundance. The first transmits need. The second transmits confidence. And the vibrational match of confidence naturally attracts more situations that confirm it. Clients, ideas, synchronicities. That's the physics of manifestation science. Alignment doesn't mean inaction. It means precision. The person in alignment doesn't waste energy proving their worth to the universe. They already know their worth. This is spiritual abundance in motion, taking steps guided by intuition instead of fear. When people learn to sense this difference, their energy shift becomes visible. They speak differently, move differently, and opportunities start appearing out of nowhere. But nothing is random. It's just universal laws doing their perfect math. If you've ever forced something and felt it slip away, that was misalignment. The moment you switch to the frequency of surrender, not giving up, but trusting, you enter abundance activation. Suddenly, life moves smoother, as if doors that were once locked begin opening by themselves. This isn't magic. It's spiritual neuroscience. Your brain stops signaling stress and begins producing coherence between thought, emotion, and action, the trifecta of quantum wealth creation. And yet, few people ever learn this because schools teach formulas, not frequencies. They teach how to manage time, not energy. But what if the key to real wealth isn't about managing time at all, but about mastering vibration? What if everything we've been taught about effort misses the silent dimension of flow? The answer lies where science meets energy. the place where money stops being numbers and starts being consciousness. Most people think money is purely physical, paper, numbers, or digital symbols, but quantum science reveals something far more profound. Money is a form of energy flow, a vibration that mirrors consciousness itself. Every financial transaction is an exchange of frequency, not just value. When you emit fear, the field responds with scarcity. When you emit trust, it mirrors abundance. This is the essence of law of vibration, the engine beneath the so-called law of attraction 2.0. And it's the part no one talks about because it can't be taught through logic alone. It has to be felt. You see, wealth doesn't begin in the bank. It begins in the brain. Spiritual neuroscience now proves that your thoughts about money activate the same neural circuits as emotions of safety and connection. When you think wealth is far away, your nervous system goes into survival mode, blocking the energy of money from flowing naturally. But when you believe you already are abundance, your body relaxes into coherence, and that relaxation itself becomes a vibrational match for quantum wealth. This is why effortless receivers seem lucky. They're just coherent. In the quantum field, every possibility already exists, including the version of you that's financially free. The only difference between that version and your current one is a frequency shift. The field doesn't care about your history. It responds to your current vibration. So the real work of manifesting wealth isn't climbing toward abundance. It's tuning into the timeline where abundance is already real. That's the true consciousness shift, not creating something new, but selecting a different reality stream. Traditional finance never mentions this because it deals with matter, not energy. But every millionaire who transcends logic, every story of, "I don't know how it happened, it just did," is an example of quantum energy in action. Their inner alignment reached a point where their external circumstances had to reorganize. The universal laws didn't bend for them. They simply started obeying them consciously. That's what abundance activation looks like when the science of energy meets the psychology of wealth. If you want proof, look at the patterns in your life. Do you often experience money coming and going? That's not bad luck. It's a sign of frequency instability. Each time you feel undeserving or guilty about wealth, your signal flickers. But when you cultivate gratitude and confidence together, your wealth frequency stabilizes. This is manifestation science at work. Frequencies locking into coherence, producing consistent physical outcomes. The world calls it success. The field calls it harmony. It's fascinating how quantum manifestation isn't about forcing outcomes, but aligning with them. The deeper you understand energy, the less you chase it. The money magnetism principle states that energy moves toward its most stable source. If your energy is scattered by worry, wealth avoids you. But if you hold a calm, joyful state, what mystics call higher self-activation, the field can't help but reorganize matter around you. That's the quantum leap from scarcity to serenity. And yet, even with all this knowledge, many still struggle. Why? Because knowing the science isn't enough. You have to rewire the pattern. You can't just learn the blueprint. You have to live it. And in the next part, we'll uncover how this invisible code gets corrupted, and how you can finally rewrite your quantum blueprint for real, lasting wealth. Most people believe manifestation is about thinking positively and repeating affirmations. But quantum manifestation isn't about words, it's about the frequency behind them. The reason most people fail to manifest wealth is because their mental blueprint is outdated, programmed by generations of fear and scarcity. Imagine running modern software on a broken circuit. It will glitch no matter how beautiful the interface looks. The same happens with your subconscious reprogramming. You can't attract quantum wealth if your inner code still runs on lack. This quantum blueprint governs your relationship with the energy of money. It's not visible, but it's measurable through emotion. If wealth triggers tension, guilt, or self-doubt, that's your blueprint speaking. The law of vibration doesn't care about your goals. It mirrors your dominant emotion. So even if you consciously desire abundance activation, your subconscious frequency might still broadcast resistance. This inner mismatch is what most mistake for bad luck. In truth, it's just a signal asking for recalibration, a frequency shift from fear to flow. You can test your own blueprint easily. Look at your immediate reactions to wealth around you. Do you celebrate someone else's success or secretly feel left behind? That moment reveals your vibrational match, not your thoughts, but your energy. In manifestation science, jealousy is a distortion of admiration trapped in scarcity. By consciously celebrating others, you begin repairing your inner wealth architecture. It's not about pretending happiness, it's about proving to your quantum field that abundance is safe to experience. The fix begins in awareness, not action. You can't upgrade what you don't understand. Write down the money beliefs you absorbed from childhood. Money changes people. You have to work hard to deserve it. Rich people are greedy. Then, challenge each one through spiritual neuroscience. Ask your brain to create new neural connections linked to gratitude and self-worth. That's how reprogram your mind actually works. It's not wishful thinking. It's rewiring through repetition and emotion combined. Every manifestation mistake comes from trying to change reality without changing identity. If your energy still identifies with struggle now, the universe can't deliver ease. The universal laws operate impersonally. They simply respond to frequency coherence. When your inner alignment matches the frequency of wealth, external adjustments happen automatically. That's why true wealth consciousness feels peaceful, not frantic. You stop forcing outcomes and start allowing synchronicities to unfold. There's also a paradox most people miss. You can't fix your blueprint while hating it. Self-judgment reinforces the very vibration you're trying to release. Instead, view every limitation as sacred data, information revealing where your energy wants to evolve. The quantum energy around you doesn't punish, it mirrors. The moment you accept this mirror without resistance, transformation accelerates. That's the moment the energy flow reverses, and money starts finding you instead of the other way around. But once you begin decoding this invisible architecture, a new question arises. How can someone move from scarcity to expansion so fast that it feels like a surge? What triggers that energetic explosion, that moment when quantum wealth stops being theory and starts being reality? The answer lies in the next level of awareness, where scarcity turns into momentum and the entire field responds as if it's been waiting for you all along. Scarcity isn't about how much you have, it's about how much energy you're leaking. In quantum manifestation, lack is simply the perception of separation from the energy of money. When someone says, "I can't afford that," what they really mean is, "I'm disconnected from that frequency." The first step to abundance activation is recognizing that scarcity is not an enemy, but a teacher, a mirror showing where your vibration still resists receiving. The moment you stop fighting lack and start listening to it, the quantum field begins to shift. You can't jump from fear to freedom instantly. Every frequency shift starts with acceptance. Think of scarcity like static on a radio. You don't destroy it, you tune it. This is how spiritual neuroscience rewires your emotional circuits, by shifting focus from not enough to already expanding. Gratitude is the tuning knob. When you express genuine appreciation for what's already flowing, you stabilize your signal. That stabilization is the foundation of wealth frequency, the invisible bridge between longing and receiving. Once you've stabilized gratitude, the next step is momentum. You can't attract more abundance if you keep observing lack. So, act as if the energy flow is already open. Instead of saying, "I can't spend on that," reframe it as, "I'm circulating energy consciously." This activates money magnetism, transforming transactions into affirmations. The law of vibration rewards circulation because it interprets movement as trust. The more freely energy moves through you, the faster it multiplies. Imagine two rivers, one dammed by fear, another flowing freely. Which river nourishes the valley? The same principle applies to quantum wealth. Hoarding and oversaving from anxiety tell the universe you expect loss. Investing and giving with faith tell it you expect flow. Try something small, donate anonymously, support someone's dream, buy a book that expands your mind. Each act rewires your subconscious reprogramming from scarcity to service, proving that abundance is safe to express. But a wealth activation doesn't come from random acts. It comes from coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and intentions align, your vibrational match locks in like a frequency code. That's when people experience miraculous income surges or unexpected opportunities. The field isn't rewarding effort. It's mirroring your new stability. In manifestation science, this is known as quantum coherence. the point where internal harmony collapses probability into visible reality. You'll notice that as your frequency stabilizes, life speeds up. Synchronicities pile up. The phone rings with opportunities you didn't chase. Your mind relaxes because your inner alignment now drives the external sequence. This acceleration feels like magic, but it's measurable. Quantum energy reorganizing itself around your new belief pattern. The old survival timeline dissolves, replaced by one that runs on trust and expansion. The surge isn't a reward, it's a reflection. And yet even this surge must be guided consciously, because if the mind slips back into control or over-effort, the circuit closes again. The next revelation is subtler. It's not about what you do, but about how thought itself directs the flow of money. There's a hidden bridge between mental intention and material movement, and it's found in the invisible world of brain waves and vibration. In other words, the neuroscience of how your thoughts literally move dollars. Science has finally begun to catch up with what mystics have always known. Thoughts aren't abstract. They're electromagnetic instructions sent into the quantum field. Every idea, emotion, or belief releases measurable frequencies that interact with matter. In spiritual neuroscience, your brain isn't just a processor, it's a transmitter of wealth reality. When you hold thoughts of abundance long enough, neurons wire together in harmony, producing coherence that ripples through the energy of money. That's what moves dollars. Not force, but frequency. When someone operates from fear or guilt, their brain emits chaotic electrical patterns. These interfere with the law of vibration, creating a scrambled signal that repels opportunities. But when you enter vibrational alignment, through meditation, breathwork, or gratitude, your brainwaves slow down and synchronize with the frequency of wealth. This synchronization is what quantum scientists call phase coherence. It's not fantasy, it's measurable physics. You become a vibrational match for flow, not friction. The fascinating part is that this process happens whether you're aware of it or not. Every day, you are broadcasting a financial signal through your subconscious reprogramming. If your habitual thoughts revolve around debt, struggle, or fear, that's the broadcast you're sending into the quantum energy matrix. The universal laws simply return that signal in material form: delayed payments, missed chances, or emotional exhaustion. But when your neural signature shifts, your entire outer world must adjust to match it. Consider this simple example. When you visualize receiving money and actually feel the emotion of having it, your brain releases dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals linked to reward and safety. That biochemical cocktail tells your nervous system, wealth is safe. Over time, this becomes your new baseline. You stop repelling money unconsciously because your biology now agrees with your belief. This is manifestation science at work. Physiology catching up to spirituality, proving that quantum wealth isn't mystical, it's neurological. Every time you align thought, emotion, and action, you generate a magnetic current, literal money energy in motion. This current doesn't need physical effort to operate. It's guided by inner alignment. That's why some people seem to manifest without action. In truth, their invisible action, the electromagnetic work of coherence, does most of the heavy lifting. It's a feedback loop of consciousness, a living proof that wealth isn't earned by stress but summoned by frequency stability. To practice this, start your day by setting a mind frequency of calm confidence. Feel gratitude before seeing results. Speak to yourself as if the wealth timeline already exists, because in quantum manifestation, it does. Use affirmations like, "I am already aligned with my highest prosperity," but say them only when your body believes them. This teaches your spiritual abundance to sync with your nervous system. Over time, your brain rewires itself for quantum success, and what once felt like chance becomes predictable. But here's where the real paradox begins. As you realize you can move money with your thoughts, you also discover that you need to do less with your hands. The next layer of mastery isn't about doing more, but leveraging the energy shift itself. What if wealth multiplied faster when you stopped chasing it? What if doing less and thinking better was the next frontier of abundance? There comes a point on the path of quantum manifestation when you realize effort isn't the same as effectiveness. Most people are exhausted not because life is hard, but because they've been playing the wrong game, the game of matter over mind. Quantum wealth operates differently. It rewards clarity over chaos, precision over pressure. Doing less isn't laziness, it's mastery. The moment you stop pushing and start aligning, the universe begins compensating for what you no longer force. The idea of quantum leverage flips everything society taught you about success. While the world glorifies hustle, the law of vibration glorifies coherence. Think of a tuning fork. One vibration can move 1,000 particles without strain. That's what vibrational alignment does to your reality. It turns small, inspired actions into exponential returns. The difference lies in the frequency of wealth you're operating from. When your frequency is high, your results compound naturally. Consider this. The wealthiest innovators didn't achieve abundance through non-stop effort. They did it by thinking differently. Tesla, Jobs, Einstein all practiced states of deep focus and non-resistance. They lived in energetic alignment long before it was popular. Their breakthroughs came not from working harder, but from accessing higher self-activation, where the quantum field reveals answers before the question is fully formed. They leveraged energy, not exhaustion. In manifestation science, leverage isn't external, it's mental. Each time you quiet your mind, you increase your access to universal laws. The brain in coherence uses less glucose, yet produces greater insight. That's why meditation feels energizing instead of draining. You're plugging into the infinite current of spiritual abundance, where flow replaces force. It's like switching from rowing a boat to opening the sail. Same destination, completely different effort. One practical way to apply this is through strategic stillness. Before acting on any financial decision, pause and feel your body. Is it tight or relaxed? If tight, it's resistance. Wait until you feel ease. That's the wealth frequency saying yes. Acting from that state multiplies outcomes with half the energy. It's not about doing nothing, it's about doing from neutrality. That's the secret engine behind abundance activation. Action born from peace instead of panic. This principle also extends to how you think about time. In the old paradigm, time equals money. In the quantum energy paradigm, frequency equals money. The higher your vibration, the less linear time you need to manifest results. That's why some people seem to collapse timelines. Their inner alignment accelerates physical processes. In truth, they're not bending time. They're harmonizing with it. That's quantum success in motion, the art of letting time serve consciousness. And as this truth settles in, something profound happens. You begin to realize that abundance isn't chased. It's attracted by coherence. When you stop forcing outcomes, the field fills in the blanks for you. But this calm power brings a new paradox. The moment you stop chasing money, it starts chasing you. And that, my friend, is where the next revelation begins. It sounds backwards, doesn't it? Stop chasing money and it starts chasing you. But this is the paradox at the heart of quantum manifestation. The harder you pursue something, the more you affirm that it's missing. The universe doesn't hear your words. It feels your frequency. So when your energy of money vibrates with desperation or control, it repels the very abundance you want to attract. When you finally relax into trust, your signal changes, and the quantum field reorganizes to meet your calm, not your chaos. Most people spend their lives trying to make things happen, unaware that this mindset operates from scarcity. The law of vibration doesn't respond to chasing, it responds to coherence. When you stop running after money, you stop declaring to the field that you're separate from it. You merge with the frequency of wealth, and the energy flow reverses. Opportunities, people, and synchronicities start finding you. This isn't metaphoric, it's manifestation science in real time. Think of it like attraction between magnets. Two magnets with the same polarity repel each other until one flips alignment. Your thoughts work the same way. If you want wealth but vibrate fear, you're magnetized to lack. Flip your polarity from grasping to gratitude, and instantly you become a vibrational match for spiritual abundance. The money energy doesn't have to be chased, it's drawn by the gravitational field of inner certainty. You can see this principle in people who seem lucky. They move through life lightly, without attachment. That detachment isn't carelessness, it's confidence in universal laws. They've learned to trust that their subconscious reprogramming is working even when results aren't visible. Their frequency says, "I am abundance," and the quantum wealth blueprint around them obeys. You can feel it in their presence, calm, open, magnetic. That's wealth consciousness embodied, not spoken. Try this small experiment. Stop checking your bank balance for a week. Instead, focus on how abundant you already are. The sunlight, your breath, your ideas, your relationships. This activates higher self-activation, shifting your nervous system from survival to creation. As spiritual neuroscience proves, your brain stops scanning for threats and begins noticing opportunities. Suddenly, what you used to chase starts appearing organically, because your perception filter has changed. The quantum leap happens when you move from force to flow. When you stop demanding outcomes, you enter what mystics call the receiving state. Here, your mind frequency aligns with gratitude, not need. The law of attraction 2.0 reveals its real secret, that allowing is the highest form of action. This is abundance activation at its peak, surrender that feels powerful, not passive. The richest minds on earth don't work hardest. They work from coherence. Yet, this surrender often exposes something unexpected, a shadow. Because when you stop chasing, your unresolved fears about worth and security rise to the surface. Those hidden programs are what truly shape your wealth timeline. They must be seen, felt, and healed for your energy to remain open. So as you stop chasing, what happens next isn't silence, it's revelation. And in that revelation, we uncover the quantum shadow of wealth, where your hidden blocks finally come to light. Every light casts a shadow, and wealth is no exception. The quantum field doesn't just amplify your conscious intentions, it also magnifies what you've hidden from yourself. Most people don't fail at manifesting wealth because they lack effort, but because their energy is split. One part wants abundance, while another secretly fears it. That conflict creates static in the law of vibration, causing mixed signals that the universe can't translate clearly. The result? Money flows in, then slips away. The classic symptom of unhealed energetic fractures. This shadow lives inside the subconscious reprogramming you inherited long before you could think critically. Family stories, ancestral fears, cultural guilt, all vibrational imprints encoded into your energetic DNA. Every time you say, "I'm bad with money," or "it never lasts," you're rebroadcasting those imprints through the quantum energy network. The spiritual neuroscience behind this shows that unexamined trauma keeps your nervous system in defense mode, blocking energy flow and creating what appears as bad luck. Healing this shadow isn't about fixing yourself, it's about integrating the parts you've rejected. When you bring compassion to your own resistance, you stop fighting your frequency. Quantum manifestation responds to wholeness, not perfection. Forgive the version of you that struggled. It was simply vibrating at survival. As your compassion grows, your mind frequency softens, allowing your field to recalibrate. The energy of money feels safe again because your body stops reading abundance as danger. Practical healing starts with awareness. Journal your emotional reactions when you think about wealth. Does the idea of being rich make you feel guilty, uneasy? Those emotions are data, the coordinates of your quantum shadow. Sit with them instead of escaping them. This is where abundance activation truly begins, by meeting your discomfort with presence. Each emotion you face dissolves an energetic knot, reopening pathways for money magnetism to flow naturally again. One powerful exercise is mirror work. Look into your own eyes and affirm, "I am safe to receive." At first, it may feel awkward because it challenges old programming. But as spiritual abundance takes root, you'll notice a physiological change. Your breath deepens, your shoulders drop, your body relaxes into worthiness. This is vibrational alignment in real time, and it's more powerful than any affirmation said without embodiment. You're teaching your nervous system the language of prosperity. The paradox of this process is that true wealth isn't added, it's uncovered. Like polishing a mirror, you're removing the dust that distorted your reflection. The more you clear, the more your external world begins to match your internal clarity. You'll find that relationships, ideas, and even random opportunities appear to heal alongside you. That's manifestation science demonstrating how inner healing creates outer harmony, the quantum leap from resistance to resonance. But once the shadow is integrated and the field stabilizes, there's one final initiation, embodying the frequency fully, because understanding wealth isn't the same as becoming it. The next stage is where the theory ends and reality begins, where you stop studying energy and start living it. It's the moment when you don't just attract abundance, You are abundance. When you finally become the frequency of wealth and choose to live on the timeline where it already exists, at some point, learning about wealth frequency isn't enough. You must embody it. The quantum field doesn't respond to information. It responds to identity. You can repeat affirmations all day, but until your energy becomes abundance, the results stay temporary. Becoming the frequency of wealth means living as if prosperity is already your natural state. Not pretending to being. This is the ultimate consciousness shift, the point where desire and reality merge into one seamless vibration. The law of vibration teaches that everything you seek already exists in infinite timelines. You're not creating wealth. You're selecting the version of reality where it's already true. When your emotions, thoughts, and actions align, the quantum manifestation process collapses probability into form. This is the essence of a quantum leap, not jumping forward in time, but jumping into resonance. You literally begin to live on the frequency that mirrors your highest potential. This is why inner peace is the new currency. Chaos vibrates slow. Serenity vibrates fast. The wealthiest souls in history, those who mastered manifestation science, understood that external gold always follows internal order. When your inner alignment stabilizes, the energy of money becomes an echo, not a pursuit. The quantum energy around you responds instantly to this coherence, rearranging matter to reflect your new state of being. You don't force wealth, you broadcast it. A practical way to live this is through what I call frequency rehearsal. Each morning, before you check your phone, close your eyes and feel gratitude for the version of you who's already living in freedom. Let your nervous system taste that timeline. Feel how your body breathes differently when there's no fear about money. That emotional rehearsal becomes spiritual neuroscience in action, training your brain to fire and wire with abundance as its baseline. Soon, you'll notice something beautiful. Your reactions shift before your reality does. You stop fearing bills, stop chasing validation, stop forcing outcomes. The wealth frequency has replaced survival with serenity. You begin to trust universal laws not as theories, but as rhythm, as the heartbeat of your own evolution. That's abundance activation in its purest form. Calm confidence that your timeline is unfolding exactly as designed. When you fully embody the abundance mindset, wealth stops being a goal. It becomes a mirror of your consciousness, a reflection of self-trust. The mind frequency of prosperity is rooted in wholeness, not want. You stop oscillating between fear and faith because you finally understand that they're the same spectrum. One is resistance, the other is release. And when you live in release, money magnetism becomes effortless. It's just who you are. But even after reaching this level of coherence, there's a deeper mystery waiting to be explored, a science few dare to reveal. Because understanding manifestation isn't enough. One must understand why manifestation without alignment fails entirely. In the next chapter, we dive into that secret, the hidden science of real wealth, and the truth behind why manifestation without action always collapses before completion. Now that you've seen how energy without movement collapses, ask yourself, how many dreams have you left floating in the quantum field, waiting for permission to become real? The truth is, manifestation isn't magic, it's mechanics. The universe doesn't respond to hope, it responds to harmony. When your inner alignment meets your action, reality bends. So what if your next decision, the one you've been avoiding, is the key that unlocks your entire quantum wealth timeline? What would change in your life if you stopped waiting for signs and became one? Every thought you hold, every emotion you nurture, every step you take broadcasts into the law of vibration. Are your choices reflecting the frequency of wealth or repeating the energy of lack? The energy of money is neutral. It flows toward whoever handles it with consciousness. You can choose to be the signal or stay the static. The field is waiting for your coherence. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing with intention. Every inspired action you take tells the universe, I am ready. And in that readiness, manifestation science activates. The quantum energy reorganizes around your new signal, bringing people, ideas, and synchronicities into orbit. So the next time you hesitate, remember, hesitation vibrates as doubts, and doubt delays your destiny. Move with clarity, not fear, because wealth isn't built by luck, it's sculpted by awareness. You are the sculptor, and your thoughts are the tools. When you reprogram your mind to align with action, life stops testing you and starts responding. This is the real abundance activation, when your inner vision becomes your outer proof, when effort feels like art, when movement feels like meditation. So tell me, are you ready to stop manifesting and start embodying, to stop wishing and start creating? Your spiritual abundance is already coded in your frequency. Now it's time to live it. Take one step, even a small one, in alignment today. The quantum field will meet you halfway, but only after you move. If this message spoke to you, subscribe now, activate the notifications, and stay tuned, because we're just getting started. Each video is another layer of awakening, another blueprint of quantum success, another step toward the version of you who no longer chases abundance, but is abundance.